there's this author, this guy by the name of Rodney Stark. Rodney Stark wrote this book called The Rise of Christianity. And his argument is that persecution paradoxically causes Christian growth.
Okay.
And because what it does, it takes away nominal believers. So it takes kind of the fringe people who are kind of one foot in, 1 foot out, and it gets rid of them because when it comes under a time of persecution and trials, they walk away. They don't want anything to do with it. And so it takes these people who are actually fortified believers, and it causes the growth to come of that. And so we can see that now in the church around the world. There's this organization called Open Doors, and they have a watch list of the global Christian community. And right now, their estimate is that anywhere between 310 and 365 million Christians around the world are under persecution. Right now, it's 1 in 7. And so they have a watch list of all the countries that are on there. Would you like to guess which country is number 1?
China?
China's actually number 15.
I don't know then. Probably America.
Well, we'll talk about that. Number 1 is North Korea.
Okay.
North Korea is the number 1 on that list.
Yeah. What do they do to Christians there?
So the government there, they ban it. They equate it to treason. And they believe that up to 70,000 Christians right now are in labor camps. And discovery often means execution to those. And so they estimate there could be up to 100,000 believers there. They meet in these small pockets. They call them cells. And they have to whisper. I mean, literally whisper as they talk about Jesus because there's a fear that they're actually being surveilled in a country like that. One of the other top ones on the list, Nigeria. And what have we seen happening in Nigeria right now?
Yeah, they show it on like the Christian Broadcast Network. They'll show that there's been roaming gangs of soldiers will go in and slaughter entire villages that are Christian villages. 2023,
they saw over 5,000 Christians killed. Nearly 15,000 churches have been attacked. And in spite of that, other churches pop up. They continue to flourish. Iran. This is so crazy. They enforce strict Islamic laws there. And let's see, the underground church went from, they believe, 500 people in 1979 to over 1 million Christians in Iran today. Over 1 million. And house churches is what they have going on there. Again, they believe that they're being surveilled there. But Iran is the fastest growing country in the world right now for the church. And guess what country is on the decline?
Probably ours.
We are. United States is on the decline.
Why do you suspect that is?
I'll tell you why. In 2007, they estimated that the church in America, 78% of people in the United States claimed to be Christian in 2007. Today, it's 62%. Why? I think there's a lot of reasons why there is. One of the biggest reasons why I believe there is because there is no persecution here. Whether you're a nominal believer or a committed believer, there's nothing that happens to you in this country for you to say, I believe in Jesus or I don't believe in Jesus. I believe that Christianity in this country has become more of an identity of just saying, yeah, it's easier to say I'm a Christian than actually be able to define, well, what does that mean to you? Which is the question that we often ask people when somebody says they're a Christian. We ask the question, well, what does that mean to you? And we've now seen an uptick again, as we've been talking on here. Gen Z, we believe, is taking that trend and moving it back again. But I really believe in this country that because of the wealth that we have in this country, because of the material possessions we have in this country, we've lost the need for God. All these other countries I just listed are under such extreme poverty that
I'd change that word. I don't think we've lost the need for God. I think we all need God probably more than we ever have.
Agreed.
Or as much as anybody else ever
we've
has
lost
through time.
The desire or the necessity?
I think we're undisciplined. Frankly, I think being a follower of Christ takes a lot. You know, if you want to be imbued,
walk us through that.
If you want to be, look what Christ gave up. He gave up his life for us. You look at any of these early Christians, go through all the disciples died tough ways. All the examples you just gave are tough ways. I don't think necessarily you don't have to face the death penalty to follow Christ, but I think you have to be willing to make some sacrifices. And because we have so much here, it's tough. It's like that rich guy comes up to Jesus as he's walking down the path, and he's hey, look at God. I've followed everything. I love my mother and father. I've done all the things the Bible says for me to do, so I can get into God. And here I am. And Jesus goes, well, go sell all your stuff and follow me. And the guy went away sad and dejected. Why? Because he had many things. We have many things. Shoot, I have many things. And you kind of have to be an empty vessel to have the opportunity for the Spirit to fill you up, man. I think that's why we find so many people that are in crisis, that have been in crisis for long periods of time. Myself, this is unfortunate, but it appears to be true to me, is I had to go through many terrible things. I had to put myself in many terrible things to empty myself of all the bad ideas and all the bad directions and all the bad instincts I had, so that I could be empty enough for God to come in and fill me. And we've been saying this in previous episodes. It's like the closest I am to God is when I'm going through something hard.